Welcome back. In this video, we will implement sections in our UITableView. We will discuss why we want to use sections and how our tags will represent our sections based off of our entries. In order to be able to use sections in our table view, we have to first make some changes to our entry controller. So moving to our entry controller, we need to first make some changes to tags, and we have to re-implement our tagging in our get entry. So luckily we only commented out our tag and entries in our get entry, so we can remove those comments. And now to implement our tags. What we want to do here is first create a set of tags. So we want to create a property called tags, and we want to make it a set. The reason we want to make it a set is because we want to remove any duplicated tags that we have. So if we have multiple tags of untagged and multiple tags of journal, we only want to see one of those in our array of tags. So we first create a set of tags, and then we want to loop over all of our entries. So we're going to say for each, and for each takes in a closure, and that closure is going to update our tags property that we defined here. And it's going to update with $0, so whatever iteration it is. So that will be start off with our first entry, which will be entry 0, and then our second entry, etc. And we want to capitalize the tag so that the first letter is capitalized. So if down here we are tagging it with journal with a lowercase j, it will capitalize it inside of our tags array here because we are saying that we want it to be capitalized. So if we run through this entries.forEach, our current entries has entry 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first iteration, $0 is going to be equal to entry 1. So it's going to take the tag of journal, capitalize the first letter, which it already is, and append it to this tags property here. When it's done going through all 4 of our tags, we will return our tags, but we want to convert it to an array, and we want to sort the tags. And this will just sort it into alphabetical order. And we misspelled return, so we can fix that. So now in this get entry, hopefully it'll make more sense, we are grabbing the tag based off of the section, because when we look at our entry list table view, we will see that each section is going to be represented by a tag, and we have to get the number of entries for each tag. So our number of rows in section will depend on how many sections we have and what section we are in. So we need to implement number of sections. And here we're going to return the entry controller.shared.tags. So each tag will be its own section, and we have to get the number of rows per section because we first have to get the tag. So we can say let tag equals our entry controller.shared.tags, and this is going to be based off of the index of the section that we're in. So in this case we only have one tag, which is journal, and that's going to be represented index 0 because we're saying that the number of sections is 1, and Swift uses a base index of 0. So when we do this number of rows in section, we are going to get section 0, and we need to figure out how many entries are there. So we have to pass in the tag to our entry controller.shared.getEntries, and we will do with tag, and then we will get the count of that. Now we have to actually tell the table view to display the title headers. So we need to implement a method called title for header in section, and we have to return the actual tag name. So entry controller.shared.tags, and we pass in this section, and this will get us the tag at that particular section. So in this case, this section will be 0, and it will get us that journal tag. Now when we run the app, we should see the section header along with our entries. So the simulator comes up, we have our section header, but we only have 3 of the 4 entries. And that's because when we're getting our entry, we're getting the entry based off of the tag. And 3 of our entries have a tag of journal with a capital J, and 1 entry has journal with a lowercase j. So we have to go back to our entry controller, and in our get entries, where we're checking the $.tag, first tag, we want to check them both to be lowercase, like so. Now if we run the app, it should display all 4 of our tags now. And now it shows all 4. In the final video for this section, we will cover using the UITableView delegate for customization to customize our UITableView.